This Kapaya Yash with another lesson. I would like to start off by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rikat Kodash, and double honor to the men of Great Millstone that's out there on the highway and byway, pushing this truth day in and day out, also pushing the truth over the worldwide internet, reaching the elect to pull them out of a 2/3 state of mind so that we can be beamed up on those chairs of salvation to live in the kingdom under King David and the supreme King Yahushua, which he has the title of command and authority and rulership over heaven and earth. Though title was given to Yahushua by his father Yahweh. Also, I'm not a member of GMS, but I believe GMS has the 1% truth of the Bible to the Akim and Aqua, which are the men and women that listen and continue to pray for more, to pray, to repent and fast, and keep the laws and commandments to the best of your ability, as it states in John 14:15. If ye love me, keep my commandment. Also Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. I want to show you a video. This is a prime example of Titus 2 and 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husband, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. So this is a prime example, and this is by Salakia. Hold on. Arrows of Indignation 1442, and I think really 144. That two, I don't know where that came from, but it says here, Granny keep it 100 on modern day, I guess, women, or modern day Eve. So I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna play most of it. I'm not going to interrupt it. Well, some part I will, but you know how I do. So let's get it.
I need to say this plainly. What we are watching on social media, in online culture, and across popular platforms every day is not empowerment. It's not freedom. It's not even confidence. It is public glorification of disorder, sexual chaos, and rebellion. And it is damaging women, misleading men, and confusing the next generation. And I refuse to stay silent about it. Welcome back to Family Still Matters. I'm Deborah. Today's message has one purpose: to expose destructive cultural patterns, to call women back to responsibility, and to warn men before they attach their lives to chaos. This is where the problem begins. Refinement has been replaced with exaggeration, and I'm going to give you a small example. There used to be a time when you wanted to refine the fact that your lashes were thin, and you would have someone to come and do it properly and insert just a few lashes to fill yours out. Now we have people just plucking on thick lashes that look like horse lashes on their eyes, and that's such an exaggeration, and they want to make you think it's refinement. No. That refinement where you once put a few lashes in there to enhance your own has now become complete exaggeration. Then we have enhancement has turned into masking. Makeup was once used by women to enhance the beauty you already have, not to mask it by putting so much makeup on that a person doesn't even know the shape or the structure of your nose, your lips, or even your skin color. And then femininity has turned into performance.
Now, she pretty much went to the physical side of beauty of Eve, with the eyelashes and she gonna go back into depth, with the physical part, and that stuff there in this day and time, that enhancement of our women, the way they look, it pretty much bring a haughty spirit on a lot of our women. And you can go to Isaiah 3 and read that. Let's go to Isaiah 3, I want to say, is it 16? Yeah, it said, moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth neck and wanting eyes, and you got them cum brothers, and all it does is it make a lot of you sisters look weird. And she can go in more detail, but the deal is, with the wanting eyes, you can't control. You got a man with you and you looking at another man, trying to seduce another man while you got your man there. Because a lot of women do that because they know that if that man do something to her, she can call the police, or some old simp will come to the rescue, and then she can pretty much that give her the leeway to for her to do what she want to do, just being disrespectful. Wanting eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a tinkling with their feet. But you can read the whole thing. I just wanted to add that in, with the nose ring and all this stuff here. This is to enhance her beauty. And the Lord knows our women just like He knows the men. So let's go back to the video here.
And then femininity has turned into performance. Women are just performing just to get the man gripped. And then once you get him, I'm not submitting, I'm not doing this. Okay? When appearance interferes with your hygiene, function, and order, that is not beauty, it is disorder on display. And what I'm speaking about is, it's nothing wrong with having a manicure, having your nails long if you want them, wearing acrylics. But my question, and I often wonder, because I know when I used to wear them, they were cumbersome. I would have to put on gloves in order to cook, because it's no way in the world I'm going to be preparing food for my family or cleaning up, and you got crud that even if you clean up under them, it's still unsanitary. So I'm wondering, how many of you are really, are you clean? Are you keeping your body clean? Are you keeping under those nails clean? If they're so long that you can't keep them clean and prevent from transferring bacteria and germs from place to place, because we know we have to do some things hygienically. And if you're doing that without wearing gloves, because if you're doing that and you got real long acrylic nails and you're not wearing gloves, disposable gloves, every time you take yourself to the bathroom, you need to do that. Because there's a cost and the consequences if you want to wear those long nails and still be considered hygienically clean and able to function. And as I said, when your appearance interferes with your hygiene, function, and order, it is no longer beauty. It is disorder on display. Makeup was meant to enhance, not disguise. I have seen women who look totally different when they wash all that makeup off. And the man doesn't even know what you look like, really. So what I'm talking about is the importance that presentation was meant to reflect self-respect. It was meant to reflect your enhancement in beauty, not to confuse a person. And now we
see, and this is why, The Bible tells a man, Proverbs 6, and Proverbs 6, and it says here, lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. And this talking about a whorish woman that have a man husband already. Because that makeup, it do enhance a woman look. It do make her look better than her natural look. And there's some women that don't need makeup. They just naturally beautiful. And some women need a little bit. Some don't need none. I prefer a woman that doesn't wear any at all. If you do put some on, just a little bit. Be humble. Don't go, putting makeup on your face because you trying to look like some woman that look beautiful on TV. Be yourself. So also, you guys don't go head over heels behind a woman's beauty. Get to know her. See who she is, because when men see a woman, we know a lot of times that you have makeup on. We just don't know how much you got on because we gotta vet you, get to know you, see what you're about, and sometimes you have women, they won't even leave out the house if they don't have the proper amount of makeup, and you don't want nothing like that. She come to your room, your home, or the best go to the hotel and lay down in that bed, and then she wait till you go to sleep, then she leave out, and then you see all that makeup shit all over the pillow. She don't want you to see how she really look. So find out how she look without the makeup, then you make your judgment if you want to stay with her or not. Like I said, attitude plays a whole lot. I'd rather have a woman that has a nice attitude over extreme beauty. But better. So don't be too crazy about a woman beauty. Get to know her. Don't let that beauty blind you. Cause you wake up and thinking, well, this my woman, she a straight up booger wolf.
And now we got so much disorder. And it's a warning. It's a warning sign. And here's what is being celebrated now. You got women bragging about how many men they've had sex with in a day. And those are not only women only. We got women thinking it's important to brag about high body counts, to mock modesty to the point that they got everything out.
We are in the time where Amos 7:17. Therefore, thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. Our women have become harlot. Due unto who? Esau. Esau have bamboozled our women to believe that they don't need a man, that they can do better without a man, giving them power over the man. That's lucky for the Noah. Salakia. So once you get, right at almost 40 years or more, 40, 50 years of his teaching our women that you can be equal as a man, strong as a man, do better than a man, work hard like a man, that changed the whole view of our Israelite woman. And the only way to change that, like I said, a part of that had to be our elder, your grandmom, your great grandmom, because some of your grandma want to be in the club right along with their granddaughter, you know. So we need more elders, female women, that lived in a time where they saw mama and mama is pretty much reverent her husband, just like Sarah calling her husband Lord. Just doing right by her husband, cooking and cleaning, point blank period. While he, the man, provide, protect. So those days are going to come back. But these women here, they want to be like men. They brag on how many rods they suck. They got this game out called what is it? We tell but we don't criticize or something. It's some type of weird ass game where they tell on what they did, but they don't want nobody to criticize them or talk about them. Something like that. Somebody probably know what I'm talking about. You can put it in the comment board. Damn, I pretty much got it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, shit. Well, anyway, let's go back to the video. Because at one point, women, I remember when I was coming up, and I don't mean to sound, I was old. A long time ago. But when I was in junior high, hell, that's been over 30 years ago. I'll say that. Girls used to be ashamed to brag about anything. How many boyfriends you had? You're not supposed to ask a lady that. Because if you ask them how many boyfriends, they had, then that's how many times they had sex. And now, you can time that by 2, 3, 4, 5 now. So this woman here, she's of that time where, women respected their bodies. Now, don't get me wrong. You had some whorish women in her day. Don't get me wrong. The Bible says, a woman's supposed to be with one man. And if she, be with 2 men and that first man still living, you are considered a whore. So yeah, there was a lot of whores in her time, just like now. It just, the difference is, women then, they kept it secret. They had a lot more moral and respect for themselves. These women here, they just like 13, 14, 15-year-old boys. Excited about getting their first piece. They got to tell everybody. And not just the first piece, it's 30, 40, 50, they keeping count, just like what this woman said. Every generation get worse and worse. Even, like I said, men and the women get worse and worse. Bear with me 1 second, put it on Do Not Disturb. So let's go back to the video.
To frame marriage as slavery and prostitution. I heard somebody say that being married is you nothing but a unpaid prostitute. To see somebody frame marriage in such a derogatory manner, and then if you submit, you're considered weak and stupid.
Now, she done said 2 things. For his marriage, honoring marriage, or being married, that was a good thing. Listen, in biblical time, women, it was a shame for a woman not to be married and have children. It was looked down on if she didn't get married and have children. In this day and time, Esau, he have turned things upside down. Our women is listening to the enemy and destroying the ways of how women treat men and how men treat women. Esau have destroyed the marriage between Jake and Eve by giving her all the power, to reel him in, because some women, they'll get married just because he got substance. It's not true love. And when she get him, she already in back of her mind know he just like every other man, just like all the hundreds of guys that she been with, dealt with her and then, left her or cheat on her. So she still got that. She can't pair bond. So she still got that in the back of her mind. She knows it's just going to be only a matter of time, and she just waiting until you skip out and get with, the next door neighbor or whatever, some chick around the street or whatever. And then she got you, and she know that Esau is going to work his magic, destroy the man, uplift her, and that's what Esau want. And then Esau, he gonna get some money out of it, but it's all to destroy the wedlock between Jake and Eve, so that he can have more control over, if y'all have kids, children, or whatever, he can have more control over your children and show your daughters how to be women, which is the opposite of being feminine, being masculine, and showing and teaching your boys to raise them to be soft and effeminate, and the opposite of being masculine. This is what the devil do. This is what the enemy do. But our women, listening to the enemy, because he give you some power that they will fuck it up. That point blank period. Pretty much going back to going back to the welfare era. You can't have a man in the house. You got to put him out in order to get this money. So Esau pretty much pimped our women and destroyed the marriage between Jake and Eve. Because when you look at the I can't pronounce it. Statistics. I got to say it slow. It was like 80% of marriage in the 50s and 60s. Higher than pretty much any other race. Any other Jake was at a higher level of marriage than any other nationality here in the United States. In order to destroy your enemy, you hit your woman up first. Just like Adam and Eve, the enemy went to Eve and brought forth sin, and brought forth sin, and to their marriage, because they were together. Busted up, brought forth sin in the earth. So the enemy will go to the woman and destroy up shit. Because the man, he love his woman. They said the glory of man is what? The woman. And the glory of woman is what? Her hair. So let's go back to it.
If you choose to be faithful, they dismiss you as being, that's out of date. And they consider this celebration of liberation from what? This is not liberation. This is wounded women redefining standards to justify pain, and then recruiting other women into that same confusion.
And as they say, misery love company, right?
Pain does not qualify someone to give guidance. Mothers, this part is non-negotiable. Your daughter does not learn womanhood from the internet first. She learns it from you. What you normalize becomes familiar for her. What you glamorize becomes desirable for her. What you excuse becomes acceptable to her. If chaos is modeled, chaos will be repeated. If disrespect is performed, disrespect is learned. You do not get to separate your personal behavior from your parental impact. Look at what's happening. All you got to do is look around. People are living one thing, putting on these public faces, and they're in the private lives. It's a mess.
There you have it. Grandma on point. And I know a lot of females would say, well, she's old school. Ain't nobody living like that no more. I can hear, some of the comments. I can hear what some of these young girls, going to say. That's an old bitch. They're going to say that. No respect for the elder, none whatsoever. But that's all I got to say on this. But this is just a prime example that we need to have more older women to teach the young women. And also vice versa. You need, the father to be in these kids' life. If you can't handle, you can't deal with the mother, still be a part of your son's life, because he still need you, and also he need to see you as a man, and in order to learn how to be a man. He can't learn it from his mama, because he gonna turn out being some old effeminate, can't control his emotions, talking very low, don't know how to take initiative, because his mom always do, and he's gonna be looking for a woman to do that. So father, do your best to stay in your son's life, and also your daughter too. But like I said, this just an example of a older woman teaching these young women how to be wise. So I'm gonna end it right there. Hopefully this was edifying. See you on next lesson. Shalom.